It's Friday. This is your football fix, and we are talking about Celtic. It feels like they've been in this kind of limbo state for a very long time now. Well, Gary Caldwell is with me to shine some light into the Celtic abyss. Gary, let's start by talking about Eddie Howe. You know, there was great speculation he was primed for the Celtic job. That doesn't look like it's a done deal by any stretch. In fact, it looks like Eddie could be in the enviable position of having a couple of clubs to choose from. You know, what do you think he'll do?
It's clear that both parties have spoken. The club is interested in Eddie Howe. I think he would be a great appointment. The style of play, the job that he's done at Bournemouth. I think he's ready for a challenge like Celtic. So it all seems like it's kind of the right fit. I just think with these things it takes time. I think Eddie Howe will obviously want everything to be right so that he can do the job. And be successful in the job. And Celtic, obviously, with the new chief executive coming in, the change of structure within the club, they need to make sure they get that right. So I can understand why it's taken a bit longer than normal. And obviously, with the speculation and things getting out, you're not 100% sure what is accurate. So I think there's just little things behind the scenes that are obviously getting discussed, and hopefully good news will come soon.
Say a position, did become vacant at Newcastle, or, Eddie was offered a position at Crystal Palace. It'd be very difficult for him to turn down a managerial post in the Premier League, wouldn't it, to up sticks to Scotland?
I think Celtic are a massive football club. I think, obviously, the Premier League, in terms of the size of the league, the competition within the league is of appealing to a manager, and certainly somebody like Eddie Howe who's been in the Premier League. But for me, Celtic are a massive club, and unless you understand that and know that until you get into that football club, then you really don't appreciate it. I think also Europe, getting back into Europe and Champions League competition is something that would appeal to a manager. So I don't think just another Premier League club's interest would put Eddie Howe off. I think Celtic are very much in the race for him because of the size of the club and the future and the challenge that is at Celtic in the coming years.
Do you think that Eddie Howe is the right man for the Celtic job? There's a lot of rebuilding to do, isn't there?
Yeah, I think there is. I don't think there is a lot of outstanding candidates. I don't think there's a lot of people that jump out that could do it. Obviously, people are in jobs that I think would be a good fit, but it looks like they're going for somebody that's out of a job. And I think he is on paper the outstanding candidate. I think more so because of the style of play, because of the attacking football that he always played at Bournemouth. I think that is the real appeal to Celtic, because whilst a Celtic manager has to win, I think they have to win playing a certain brand of football, and Eddie Howe certainly fits that profile.
Gary, how important is it for Celtic to get a replacement in ASAP? Because, not taking anything away from John, the team needs stability, long-term stability.
I don't think for this year it's important. I think John Kennedy has done a good job so far. I think he's a very capable coach and manager, and he will continue that right to the end of the season. So I don't think for that it's important. I think for planning for next season, recruitment, pre-season, I think it's important in that regard. So even if somebody came in and didn't take the reins straight away, like I said, I think John is more than capable of handling that to the end of the season. But to get planning for a recruitment drive that's clearly needed within the club, and to get started working behind the scenes, I think is important, because as a manager, whilst managers are in season, they will all be thinking about pre-season and next season. So Celtic don't have that at the moment, and it would be good to get that sooner rather than later.
Let's talk about the squad. A lot of work to be done to nail down that starting 11, isn't there?
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. I think a new manager coming in can always change players' performances. The relationship that they can develop with current players can suddenly improve those players. So I don't think players that maybe haven't had a great season this season for whatever reason, I don't think they will be cast aside straight away. I think the new manager will do his due diligence. He will assess the players before he gets the job. Then he will obviously meet the players, get a relationship with the players, and then he quickly has to make those decisions. Are these players going to take him and the team forward, or where do they need to strengthen? So I think that's important. I think they need players to improve, to come into the starting 11 and improve the team. But if the new manager develops the relationship with the current players, is a good coach, and can enhance these players and the team, it might not be as many players as people think that needs to be signed this summer.
There's a question mark obviously hanging over Leigh Griffiths.
At his best, he's an excellent striker. For Scotland recently, he was not so long ago, he was the main striker. For Celtic, he has been excellent over a number of years. This season, along with other players, hasn't been his best season for Celtic. For whatever reason, again, I don't know. I'm not working behind the scenes and seeing him day to day. But he's a player that, again, if the conversation between him and the manager, and he is keen to stay, and he shows that commitment to the football club, then he's a player that has proved he can score goals for Celtic. But if he feels he needs a change and he wants to go elsewhere, he's getting a bit older, he might want a different challenge, then again, that's a conversation that has to be taken between the new manager, which just shows why it is important that he comes in, because there's so many little things like that need to be addressed.
Let's talk about the Scottish Cup, Ibrox next weekend. How important is it for Celtic to hold on to this title, Gary? Because I'm sure they won't want to relinquish any more ground to Rangers at this stage, will they?
No, I think it takes even more significance. Obviously, the Scottish Cup is always important, but the league is the bread and butter, and that's what you want to win every year. Rangers winning it this year for the first time and kind of 10 is. It's vital now that Celtic readdress, winning and get the Scottish Cup and the trophy cabinet, because that will give them a boost. It will, kind of wrestle something from a season that looked like it was going nowhere. But I think they have been the better team in the last two Old Firm games, even though they haven't won either of them and lost the one at Ibrox. I thought they were excellent, especially first half. And up till the sending off, they were by far the better team. And the recent game in the league, first half again, much better. Should have been more in front than they were, and relinquished the lead that they had got. So I think they can go into the game with confidence. The diamond that they have been playing has given Rangers a lot of problems. It's sorted the overload in the middle of the pitch that Rangers had dominated in previous Old Firm games, I feel has been addressed. And now it's about turning that performance into a 90-minute performance and making sure that you get the result at the end of it.